Hello, students. Students, you all are belonging to Bachelor of Fashion Technology. So, you have a subject that is Elements of Fashion and Design. So, I'm Dr. Namrata, Assistant Professor in Fashion Technology Department, Government First Aid College for Women, Dharwad, dealing with the topic Introduction to Art, Art Media, and its Application. The learning objective of this topic will be the students should gain basic knowledge of art and they should understand the importance of art media. Let me introduce to you all what is art. Art is a diverse range of human activities involving creation of visual, auditory, or performing artifacts which express the creator's imagination, conceptual ideas, or technical skill intended to be appreciated primarily for their beauty or emotional power. So, by this, you all know that art will express the creator's imagination, conceptual ideas, and it is very beautiful, attractive, and creative. Traditionally, art is categorized into several categories like literature, visual arts, graphic art, plastic art, decorative art, performing art, and architecture. Among them, painting and drawing is included in visual art. So let us learn few words which are very important in art. The first word will be fine art, which refers to drawing, painting, and sculpture that are admired for their beauty and have no practical use. You all should be knowing you have a degree that is Bachelor of Fine Arts, which deals with drawing, painting, and sculpture making. The second word is visual arts, which includes painting, drawing, printmaking, sculpture, ceramics, photography, video, filmmaking, dress, design, crafts, and architecture. By this, you all know that visual art is a broader term as compared to fine arts. You have one more term that is applied art, which deals with industrial design, graphic design, fashion design, interior design, and decorative art. Here, you all know that fashion design is an applied art. Fine art is used by fashion designing students for illustration and so on, for designing, illustration, and so on. Why should children learn art? Children should develop in an overall aspect. Art helps children with the development of motor skills, language skills, social skills, decision making, risk taking, and inventiveness. So the child will develop in an overall way. Visual art teach learners about color, layout, perspective, and balance. All techniques that are necessary in presentations of academic work. So, whatever you want to present, everything will be taught in visual arts. You all should be able to differentiate between two terms, that is art and craft, because in school you all might have learnt both art and craft. You had a drawing subject, you had a craft subject, but basically you should know the difference between what is art and what is craft. Art is the use of imaginative skills for sculpture, painting, and architecture, whereas craft refers to the creation of handicraft items and it can involve the use of paper, metal, wood, and glass. So, you all might have observed in school also, you had art class as well as craft class. In art class, whenever the art teacher draws something on the board, the students have to copy it. But those who have inborn characteristics or inborn qualities can do the art, whereas craft can be copied. That is, craft teacher, when he or she teaches you what to do with the paper or metal or wood or with the woolen, you all can easily mold the paper or wool or wood easily by when you have the skill or when you are taught with the skill. But art is an inborn characteristic. The basic difference between art and craft with the meaning is art is an unstructured boundless form of work that expresses emotions, feelings and vision. It is called as art. Whereas craft refers to an activity which involves creation of tangible objects with the use of hand and brain. And whereas art is a creative merit. Craft can be learned skill and technique. Art serves a aesthetic purpose, whereas craft serves decorative or functional purpose. Art emphasizes ideas, feelings, and visual qualities, whereas craft emphasizes right use of tools and materials. When you use right tools and materials, you'll be able to produce the craft material. But the art has to come from the inner feelings or inner qualities of yours. Art, when you quantify, it is little difficult, whereas craft is easier. Art, it is difficult to reproduce, whereas craft can be reproduced. Art should emerge from heart and soul, whereas craft can emerge from your mind. So, by this chart or by this table, you all will be knowing that art emerges from heart and soul, and craft emerges from mind. And when you have the inborn qualities, only then you can draw or paint, or you have that interest in you. If you don't have inborn qualities also, you have to develop interest in art, and you have to mold your hand and your feelings. You have to express your feelings and ideas on the paper, whereas craft can be reproduced. Artists make art for many reasons. Hundreds of years ago, when many people couldn't read, paintings were often designed to illustrate stories, especially Bible stories. In churches and all, you might have seen hundreds of pictures which are sculptured on the walls. These pictures depicted or were showing something, or they were depicted something. Even the layman could understand what is shown in the art piece. So those who don't know to read and write also can understand the picture form. And a lot of paintings were made to decorate churches. More recently, nowadays artists have begun to paint to express their feelings or explore ideas, or just to create something beautiful, or as an hobby also. Now, art attitudes and methods of appreciating art. As you all know, art is from mind, art is from heart and soul, not from mind. So, this art should be appreciated by different ways, that is, perception, description, analysis, interpretation, and comments. These are different forms of appreciating art. Perception is your initial feelings towards a work or art. When you look at when you look at art, you have to express, or you have to express what you feel. That is called as perception. Description is your overall impression of the work of art after observation. Perception is when you look at the art, you should be able to tell what you have perceived. Description is you have to observe the art, and then you have to describe what you have understood or what is your feeling about that art. whereas analysis is a method of appreciating art wherein only the knowledgeable person about art can analyze, because he or she knows what is art and what are its elements of art. So your account of a work of art, using your artistic knowledge, you have to analyze that particular art. Then the next is interpretation. Your understanding of a work of art you have described and analyzed. So, after describing and analyzing the art, you should be able to understand the work of art. What innate characteristics of that particular art should be interpreted. And then the comments, that is, your opinion of art after you have described, analyzed, and interpreted it. So, at last, you have to give a positive or a negative comment. In fact, instead of a negative comment, you should be able to correct that particular art. What is the wrong thing or the beautiful thing of that particular art? So, you have to ultimately comment on it. By commenting, the artist can change his form of art, and the art can be made more attractive. Now let us learn the language of art, which is very important in this topic. Art is a visual language practiced differently by every culture. Like any language, it also has a vocabulary and a grammar. Students, please note, even the art has a vocabulary and the grammar. And like languages, we can understand them if we know the vocabulary and grammar. Art can be easily understood. In art, the vocabulary is known as elements of art, and the grammar of art is principles of design. These two, the basic uh, vocabulary and the grammar, that is elements of art and the principles of design, will be dealt in the next sessions. Design is the organization of line, shape, space, texture, color, and value of an artwork to achieve a unified composition, the overall conception of an artwork. So, when you come to a design, it is nothing but organization of line, shape, space, texture, color, value. All these are nothing but elements of art. Composition is the art of arrangement of elements in an artwork, such as lines, shapes, and colors, to create harmoniously unified whole. That is nothing but, composition is nothing but the grammar, that is principles of design, which uses the elements of art in a more meaningful way to create a harmonious design. And lastly, aesthetics is the theory of perceiving and enjoying something for its own beauty. Preferences of color, form, content, and scale add up to a person's aesthetic. So, this aesthetic is very important because you have to enjoy art. Art is nothing but directly related to aesthetic, beauty, and so on. So, ultimately, to produce a art, you need art media. Let us learn what is art media. In a fine art context, we have art medium. Medium is singular, media is plural. Art medium refers to the art materials or artist's supplies used to create a work of art, which means that materials which are used by an artist is known as art medium. Basically, it's whatever you use to make a mark upon a surface is nothing but a paper or a cardboard or a hardboard. Art medium means by which he communicates his ideas. Many mediums have been used in creating different works of art. Each medium has its own particular characteristics and each requires its own techniques for creating art. So, you have many different types of art medias which have their own particular characteristics, and these characteristics will help you. When you know these characteristics, they will help you to produce different types of art. So, today's topic is on what is art and what is art media. And today I have only introduced about art. So, in the next sessions, let us learn what is art media and let us learn about different art medias.